Alright, we should hopefully be live. Probably have something gone wrong, but hello everyone. First thing that I'm going to do this stream, I did a little bit of stuff between. I finished up the next one for Riley, so we'll have to go turn that in and probably do an intermediary quest line first, so collecting ghosts most likely, but that won't take too long. And then we'll be able to get started into grinding some towers. I've not done too much. Most of what I have done so far was during my previous stream on this, when I didn't know what Riley was exactly, and now that I do, I'll be trying to hopefully grind all the towers for her. So we'll quickly go through this quest. I'm trying to be a little bit slower so people, if they are rewatching this, can actually like read the text. I know sometimes if I go spamming through, can't read text very easily, so we're going to go through a little bit slower than usual through quest lines, not just spamming spacebar. Also, I'm sure it sounds a little bit better for you guys not having to hear me spam spacebar. That actually doesn't look like there isn't any between quests. Usually I thought there was some between quests between just grinding towers, but it looks like we can just get straight into the towers this time. Hello! Yeah, might be... Ooh. Yeah, probably once I'm finished with this tower, hop over into public servers. I was thinking about that before I started the stream and then probably forgot before I got everything set up. But I'll hop over into public since there's really no difference between me grinding in a private or a public. In private's actually a little bit slower most of the time, but who knows. I'll be getting tons of snowflakes anyway, so it's not like that will really matter. Talking about snowflakes, I am going to go swap over to the loot gum so I can get a little bit to begin with, since yeah, okay, I haven't used loot gum at all like this event. I've mostly been using vacuum gum, so not used to slightly slower that I'll need to go. This will probably be the last time I do use loot gum, now that I think about it, since I am needing a ton of towers and I don't think I need snowflakes. So the few additional snowflakes that we get from using loot gum is not worth the time we lose from not using vac gum. Oop. There we go. Gotta full screen my... Yep, I'm live now, hopefully. Hoping that the audio's all working, the stream's not holding up and freezing. If it is, just let me know in chat and I'll try to my best to fix it. I seem to be cruising on through. Between this floor, I'm going to go switch back to vacuum gum. I tried it for a little bit. Loot gum is definitely not going to be worth it at all this stream, or any of the other 6 that I'll probably have to do for this. This stream will probably be around 3 hours. It's going to be slightly shorter than the 6 I was saying I'd need. So we'll see how much I have to do between streams or after I'm done with all streams, or hopefully not too many. Hopefully lag isn't too much of a problem during this stream. I know, like, when I'm playing Ghost Sim, like, quite a bit, you usually get a little bit of lag right at the beginning of your playtime, and then, like, after playing for a while, all the lag really just disappears and you get back to your pretty consistent low FPS and low ping. That hit radius from the Scrooge's attack is quite big, although I do realize it does taper off near the end, but it's so annoying to get knocked off your board even when you're quite a ways away from that boss. It's not too bad. I know there's much worse attacks from other bosses, most from Halloween, but still, it's kind of interesting getting knocked every single time from that attack. Hello. Yes, Victor, you have a question of some sort? Yeah, we'll see how consistent I am with all these streams. Since it will take 6, I'll probably end up only doing 3. But hopefully I end up having time for all 6, but we'll see. Yeah, this is a different time stream than I normally do. A little bit on the later side. I usually do them more in the morning or later than this. This is kind of a new time for me to start a stream too, so we'll see how it works out. But yeah, there's a little bit of lag on the between like YouTube. That's just kind of how live chat works. Yeah, it really depends on how much you're like YouTube's recommending it, or when you get like notifications and stuff. So there's a lot of interconnectivity and wait time that usually gets added to from that stuff. So yeah, it's good to see that you managed to find it early. Although I am going to be live for quite a bit longer, so it probably won't matter when you end up catching the stream, since it won't last so long. Alright, we're halfway through this tower now. I think the wait times are proportionate enough that I can stay halfway through. As I said, once I do finish up with this stream, I'll hop over into public servers. Since grinding towers and public servers is going to be slightly faster, and will allow anyone, or allow a few people to join if they try long enough. Usually I choose the middle option. Currently I have low latency, so the middle one. I feel like that works the best. Like, honestly, lag when you guys see it on the stream is actually more of my computer rather than anything of my Wi-Fi or anything like that. And I'm experiencing that same lag even when I'm not streaming. Usually it's slightly not as bad, but still I do experience some lag when I'm playing normally, so it's not really anything I can go easily fix. Although there's probably some setting out there that I have toggled the wrong way to make everything fix like perfect and work perfectly, but until I figure out that magical button, we're just going to go as is. Ooh, yeah, nice. I haven't really been playing too much Bee Swarm Sim recently. I've done quite a bit as much as I really easily can in the event. I do realize there's only like a month left, and when it first came out, I'm like, 60 days, that's a long time to get everything I need done. And now I'm realizing, oh, I'm running out of time to finish up Beesmas. Yeah, Black Bear and those quest lines is quite nice for all those. They give some nice small rewards and just help out quite a bit. Collect 1 mil and 500,000 pollen. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, early Black Bear and all those stuff are nice to have. I'm starting running out of quest-ish, as in I've finished up like Panda Bear. I'm about to finish up Black Bear. I finished up Mother Bear, and Science Bear, so I'm cruising, getting to that point where I'm nearing endgame-ish. I know I'm nowhere near. There's tons more progress I still need to do for Bee Swarm Sim, but I'm getting there. Not playing super actively on it, but trying my best. Yeah, Mountaintop is pretty good. Like, once you get to Coconut, though, Coconut is so overpowered. Like, at least that's my first impression on it. I've not played too much, but, like, every time you go into Coconut Field, I end up, like, filling my bag super quickly. And then there's also, once you defeat the Coconut Crab, there it is. And then there's also the Coconut Dispenser, which gives you a Coconut boost for 15 minutes every, like, 6 hours, which is pretty ridiculous too. Yeah, nice job. Yeah, getting those first bee slots, like filling up your hive for the first time, then getting your first few bee slots is so nice. Unlocking each new area like every 5 bees it feels really good and when you're playing for the first time. Before you get into the huge grinds of like hours at a time for one quest. And I'm sure there's quests ahead of me so far that I'll need to spend a few days grinding at a time or something ridiculous like that for. Like even looking at Beesmas quests, I'm like, yeah, there's some of those I won't be able to do. Yeah, Stump Snail's rude. I mean, honestly, most of your damage comes from your Vicious Bee, I think? I'm not 100% on that one, but I'm pretty sure that will do the majority of your damage, at least mid-game. So, it's not too bad. And honestly, most mid-game players will have a mixed hive, and that's kind of the best and most straightforward way to build your hive early game is in mid game is just to grab whatever you can, gifted wise, and call it a day. Yeah, no, like Baby Bee is cool. I like how it works. And honestly, most people aren't going to be caring too much that it doesn't do damage, since once you have even once you get like mid-game, you have tons of other bees, So losing a little bit of damage for the big pollen boost is 100% worth it. And honestly, Baby Bee, even if it isn't fighting, it's still collecting pollen, which is sometimes considered more helpful than trying to kill the thing in the field. Like, instead of killing, you can just, sometimes you just need to collect pollen from that field, and being able to do that rather than working on the enemy is sometimes a lot more helpful. Tadpole Bee? Yeah, I think Tadpole Bee has that similar, still, once you get it gifted, it has that similar thing to Baby Bee, where it gives you those baby love tokens. Same thing there, like, it'll collect you pollen and stuff while you're fighting bosses, which is sometimes more helpful than going and fighting the boss. And then it also does spawn those frogs, which do a little bit, I think. Okay, we're going to go head over and switch over to public servers really quickly. So there's going to be a black screen for a little while I boot up into a public server. Yeah, Tadpole is basically just an upgraded Baby Bee. It does give you like frogs and stuff, but like the main thing is that I think the baby love token, so you don't have to be constantly running up like 3 babies at a time. But I don't really know Beastworm Sim too much. I just kind of, it's more of a casual thing for me. But yeah, we'll head over to Christmas event. Hopefully this lag isn't an indication of what's to come. But let's see. It's kind of funny to watch like 50 frogs spawn every time they go in a field. Oh, I can imagine those frogs are kind of cool, and a little bit helpful at least. Looks like we do get to start a new tower. I was kind of hoping to be able to join right in between, but starting a new one is fine too, since it doesn't take too long to defeat it, and we do get tons of keys. Anyways, whoops. I accidentally left too early, so I did get completion for completing that tower, which basically means we wasted 15 minutes to get 12 keys. Yikes. Yikes. That's a big oops. Oh, and looks like people before me failed the towers, so now we have, like, double the ghosts, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it's more funny than hurtful. We'll make clearing up all the ghosts that we need a little bit quicker. And now my cat's in my way. Yeah, like quests, being mixed for quests is what I've heard is the best reason to stay mixed. Wow, we're lagging pretty badly. And we managed to miss a cycle somehow too. Lovely. I wish other people were here to help me since my cat is standing in my way. Yeah, like, honestly, as long as it doesn't do that jumping attack, all of its attacks are pretty much useless, so other than those, we can ignore it. It's kind of annoying, though, that this attack lasts a little longer than, like, this attack cycle does, so it starts a new attack, like, halfway into the attack, which can get kind of confusing when you think you have a little more time, and it just starts jumping at you, like it did in the first cycle of this boss, but yeah. We should be able to finish up these 10 towers regardless of this stream being a little shorter than usual and me being a little bit, me forgetting about that first tower to wait until it got completely completed. Yeah, I've started to notice that Beast Swarm Sim gets pretty laggy with the more players. It's interesting. I have enough VIP servers to use, but most of them are all friends, and I don't want to be in a friends VIP server in it streaming when they join, so I just kind of use publics whenever I do end up streaming Beast Swarm Sim. It's not too bad yet, but I see why having a private for myself would be pretty useful. Alright. Yeah, for some reason ghosts don't despawn when the tower ends, like if you die. So if people like lose the tower before in a public server, you can have a few extra ghosts than you'd normally have in it. So not too big of a problem. It does make it slightly easier on your next trip through the first few floors, but doesn't change too much in the large scheme of things. Oh, puff shrooms. Those drop a lot of tokens. Yeah. It's interesting how... It'll be interesting to see if that ever becomes a huge, like, fix. Like, having a whole, like, update just dedicated to fixing lag for Beast Swarm Sim and how they'd go about doing that. Since, like, Roblox games are, like, kind of hard to design. And it looks like we're lagging too, although that is mainly just my computer deciding to decrease the total amount of CPU usage it'll allow, I think. Yeah, who knows? I'm not following Beast Swarm Sim too closely. Not as closely as I'm like Ghost Simulator and the rest of the games that Bloxbyte is planning on releasing soon. Or soon as in the next year. We'll see when exactly that means. Probably in the summer, since that's the usual time for games to release them. But we'll see. Oh. Honestly, Mountaintop is a pretty good farm for any time. I mean, there's not many quests for it. It's kind of secluded. Not as many quests as like Blue Flower Field. I feel like every other quest requires you to do Blue Flower Field, which is kind of annoying. Since Blue Flower Field Since I'm mainly red, I am still mixed hive, but like I don't like blue as much as I get like red. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Probably shouldn't browse people's inventories in the middle of a stream. Browsing inventories is one of the things I like to do in games with trading. It's kind of interesting to see if anyone does have anything cool in their inventory. I realize probably not best to be sharing random people's inventories on stream, but go. Yeah, I know the timer for between floors did get reduced from like 20 seconds to 15 seconds in this event, rather compared to like the Halloween event. I still kind of wish it was a little bit less, or if it started instantly when you do like enter the room or exit the tower, rather than having to wait a little bit before it actually starts still, even if you enter early. We're doing decent damage-wise. We got a little bit more corrupted in the Scrooge than I normally do, since I was lagging a little bit more. But honestly, Scrooge is the most damaging boss out of all of the 4 bosses in this tower, so I usually even if Scrooge does like 70% damage to us, usually I'm fine through the rest of the tower, just since Meep is pretty much has no damaging attacks. Nutcracker's basically the same way if you're on your hoverboard the whole time, and Fluff isn't too much worse. Although it is slightly more annoying since it can go invulnerable for a while, since it can jump out of the map. But other than that, they're pretty easy. Yeah, defeat the tower 10 times. We have a lot more to do than this. This is only 7 out of 15 quests, and I've done 9 already tower-wise for the quest, but still have 100 left to do. 99 once I complete this one, so we'll be making a small dent in it this stream. Hopefully over the course of 6 streams I'll be able to complete all of it. Probably will be slightly short still, like 2 or 3 towers, but we'll see when we get there. Yeah, hopefully I won't need the luck, but yeah, it's still a ton of grinding that I'll be needing to do over the course of the next few days. I should have really started doing this earlier, but I've been kind of busy-ish over weekends, so wasn't able to do much during then. I mean, I did do a stream, but I was not prepared for 109 towers that stream. And I was also finishing up rest of part 2 too, so yeah. 15 seconds till the last floor in this tower, and then we'll be 1 down, 99 to go. But I should probably have a counter somewhere on this screen, shouldn't I? Or the signal disrupted, you think? And a counter for how many towers we have left or something? Trying to figure out how to organize the stream. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I never really thought about stuff like that, like code items in V-Storm Sim. I mean, none of it's like ever tradable, so, and now or should it be? Like you shouldn't be forcing trading into like games that don't need it. Hopefully we'll be able to finish up Fluffy this attack and it doesn't do like a jump attack. Oh, okay, that's attack's fine. I'm more concerned about if it does the Iggy rolly thing, since it is technically unable to be shot at during that time. But yeah, that's going to be the first one down, and while we're waiting for the next tower to start, I'll figure out some sort of counter for the amount of towers I've done. $500 the equipped storage slots? That's an insane amount. Alright, let's figure out this counter. Text. Yeah, text. Tower counter. Ooh, that's big. Completed towers. Let's do it that way. Looks like someone's abandoning some. Actually, it looks like they're doing decent on their own. We'll go help them out though. Don't mind the text on screen. I'm figuring it out. I'm apparently not as good with OBS as I would love to be, so it took a little bit longer than time I had. Finish up that, and he should probably have grabbed the last few. Yeah, he got the last few. Okay, so we can go back to here. Let's see. There's the size. Yes. There we go. Much better. And then color. A little bit darker. And now we need to do Scrooge. You can join me. I'm it's you can't really join me off my profile since I'm not in like main hub of Ghost Simulator. But I am in a public server, so if you do like hop enough, you should be able to find the server I'm in if it's not full. There's probably some other way to do it, but right now I'm kind of busy, so I don't know exactly what to do. Alright, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that doesn't really work very well, does that? And I need to be helping with the tower, don't I? Can't be leeching off of people on a stream. For gummy bears? Yeah, what's the purpose of Gummy Bear's questline? Like, it just feels like it's useless, in my opinion. Alright, let's figure out this text thingy. Because I think I made it the wrong color. Blends in a little too much. Unless I can get like a outline for it. Ah, there we go. We can have an outline. Black. And a little bit bigger. Nope, too big. Alright, I'm worrying too much about this text thingy. I should have tried this one before I started the stream, not during the stream. There you go. Let's try this. Let's make that white now. Perfect. Yeah, that's much better, isn't that? Ah, that makes a little more sense. Don't know. Get away from the wall. Yeah, as I said, Nutcracker is a pretty easy boss. Literally, you just stay on the board and there's nothing he can really do to you. I mean, you do have to jump a little bit if he does that sword attack, but it's not too difficult. Alright. That's interfering with the quest a little bit, isn't that? So we should go ahead and move that, like, below the quest. We'll see. Yeah, that's probably a better spot for it. Hello. Yeah, if the server isn't full, you may be able to join me just by hopping in random Ghost Sim servers. I don't. There's probably a better way to figure out how to join me in game, but since I'm not in main hub, it's not as easy as joining off my profile. Yeah, I'm not in a private server. I decided it would be slightly quicker to be grinding in public servers and have the added benefit of people being able to join me if they wanted to. Try at least. I'm planning on skipping the 30 tower quest. Yeah, honestly, that's probably a good idea. That saves you so much time. Just skipping that quest outright. I'm planning on grinding it all, but we'll see how much time allows, and I may actually end up just skipping that 200 one. Thing is, though, you get a lot of keys from doing the towers too, so you are kind of doing nicely anyways. Since you get rewards from towers, it's nice to do them anyways. But yeah, it does take a ton of time to complete the quest, so don't blame people who have just skipped through it or plan to skip stuff like that. Well, when I'm in any part of when you're in any part of a private server other than the original main hub server that you join, no one else can even join you in it, since it's not really part of the private server anymore. It's a completely separate server, not connected to the private server. So if I do even post it there, and I'm grinding in like a vent or backdoor or anything like that, no one can even join me, so it's not really a reason for me to post it. It's a weird quirk. It's better than how it was before it got changed. That it used to not the private server didn't apply like at all. You just join a public server if you left the main hub, which is much worse than what it is now. I know people are somewhat annoyed that they can't join their friends in the like event or grinding for bosses and like final or stuff, but it's better than the alternative that we had before. Hello. Oh, right now it depends on whether or not your board has collision below it. Like right now, like you can see, like this board doesn't have too much collision on it. Like it goes through a lot of stuff. But if you have like a board with a lot of collision, like for instance Santa Sleigh, it'll get stuck a lot more often. Like you can see how there's a lot of collision area around this one. So just select something that doesn't have as much collision. If you have wings, those work nicely. I'm using Prancer since it is nice and purple, and also from the event, so it holds up nicely and is kind of relevant to what I'm doing. But yeah, basically any board that doesn't have collision on below it is going to not get you stuck as much. So yeah. Stuff to not pick is going to be basic board is probably decent, but I would recommend a wings myself if you have them. And then if you don't have them, newer like non-basic models, like for instance round stuff or anything recently, like probably North Pole Island's not going to be collidable, so if you have that, you can use that. Yeah, it's all about the collision. It may run smoother, but honestly, Ghost Sim isn't laggy because of more people. It is laggy because there's a lot of art into fine details of the game and the code that's running on bosses and stuff. So it would be literally just as laggy, basically. There's going to be a little bit from players, but it's going to be basically just as laggy to have everything combined in a public server as it is in a private server, and it just gets a lot more complicated when you have different stuff like that. Like the only thing that they could do is figure out like a good joining method for like if people join in a different server and private server, they get stuck together. But that's really complicated and really not necessary in my opinion in Ghost Simulator. But yeah, no, it's lag in Ghost Simulator does not come from players like it does in other games like Beast Swarm Sim. Lag has come from the players and the amount of stuff they each generate that have to be loaded into the server. Like all their bees, all the tokens, all the other fun stuff like the timers for their bugs. Ghost Simulator, ghosts are all global. I mean, for the most part. I mean, bosses do have some client aspects to them, but I don't think that's too much considering how much else there is in the game. Yeah, those the 1, 5, and 25, like those low pet crates, it is hard to get the items you really want from them. Like especially this one, it's like a let's go check the chances out. It's a 5% chance of either of those, meaning on average you have to open 20. And usually it ends up being more than that just because it's not that fun. But yeah, if you have like want the 5 one, then you get even worse for like getting the legendary stuff. I did in a previous stream already go and grab all the 1s and 5s, so I don't need to worry about that. I actually think that legendary in there was pretty cool if we can go find it before we get into it. Yeah, the noob sickle. It's a pretty cool looking board. I know it's an old concept. It's like over a year old concept wise, but and then we have Icebone, Igloo Train, I think are the other ones, unless it's something else. It's probably something else, not me, but yeah. Don't need to worry about those. But the 50 key chest is going to be a pain. It has all the same stuff as the 25, except it's double the cost, so I'll have to open that twice as much. Fortunately, I will have tons of keys once I'm done with this Riley's quest line. I think I have over 100, or, ooh, I didn't update that counter, but I have 98 towers left to do, which is almost 1,400 keys, which is as insane as it sounds. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Should be able to get everything I want from the event, with maybe the exception of Fred. Fred might be a little bit cumbersome to actually get. Anyways, let's go update this counter really quick. Oop. 2 towers completed. I meant on normal pet crate, like crate 8. Yeah, I don't know. Using crate keys on. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and anytime I see keys, I just assume it's like boss keys, but. But yeah, no. Crate keys are annoying. Oh, events aren't that small. Like events have been getting quite a bit bigger, and then with the bosses too in them, it makes it basically the same. Like for instance, the final boss area or whatever, Bloxbite HQ. With just having a boss there can get really laggy even without anything else. So, yeah, like combining stuff isn't really too good of an option for like private servers, in my opinion. Oh, in Ghost Simulator, yeah, if there's a developer in a game and you end up touching them, you do get a badge, which is kind of cool. I don't know if anyone particularly cares, but it's a cool little thing for finding a developer. Oh, people are grinding present. Like half the time, that mini present thing just keeps spamming the chat if no one else is talking. All right, we'll see if anyone joins us. Probably not. Yeah, honestly though, at this point, pets, like the stats of pets don't matter anymore. It's just stats have gone out the window as they've like turned to just lore. So it's not too much of a surprise that it isn't. I know what you mean about wanting it to be like slightly more worth people's time by giving it decent stats, but like the amount of stats for you to give it for it to be useful is not worth it, really. Since people after grinding that many times through the tower grind already have like all the mythical stats, you're going to have to at least be better than that for it to make sense. And at that point, it's pretty insane stats anyways. I mean, I would understand making it a mythical. It's rare enough that that would make sense in my opinion. But it just doesn't really matter in the long run. It doesn't really matter who's in my server since you can't join off of profiles really. If one of your friends is in, then yes, since you can join friends directly. But other than that, it's different than main hub. I wouldn't imagine it's too hard. I can't imagine there's like more than like 20 event servers on right now. Yeah, going taking a quick look on the current players and yeah, honestly though, there's probably even if the server isn't full, naturally joining a player can, or naturally joining a server can usually only happen when there's less than 10 players in, since that's like the like a natural like limit on it. But actually, 510 players active on Ghost Simulator. That's quite a bit. Yeah, that's like 50 or so servers open currently. So probably half of those are going to be event servers, so 25? Yikes. Yeah, I think there's probably only like 2 servers. That kind of would be what I'd expect, since there is that sort of limit where no one will really join if you have that many. If you have like 10 people in the server, no one's going to naturally join it. There's something that Roblox servers have, like joining wise. They prioritize those with a little less players, and once they hit like a certain, even though it may not be like the server cap, it's like it's saving like spots for like friends and stuff, so it won't force anyone in, or it won't put anyone like just joining a random server in it. Yeah, Roblox is going to have servers pretty much around the world, so I'm not really surprised when you find some weird stuff like that. It's kind of surprising how many different states they have servers in. I would have thought they'd have only have like one for like East Coast, one for West Coast, and one in Central. But now I've seen like California, Oregon. Haven't seen Florida, I don't think. But yeah, I've seen 2 West Coast ones, at least. Which I guess somewhat makes sense, since there's going to be a decent amount of players like spread out in the US, so having a few servers in each location might make sense, but you'd think they'd just stick to one like in each time zone. Yeah, I do get, I when I'm bored, I browse random people's inventories in the servers I'm in and go Simulator. It's kind of a trading habit. Even though I don't really trade anymore, I do like seeing people's inventories. With the amount of keys that I'm going to be getting, like, from all these towers, I am planning on getting at least one of each of the different mythicals. As in one from the 350, each of the 350, and then one of the ones from the 250. And then hopefully the rest of the stuff, but we'll start with the rest of the stuff from the 25 and... We'll start from grabbing, once I do, wow, that's a weird feeling. I really hope this person isn't, oh, no, they aren't. I was sometimes worried when like random people join me that they're just going to try to leech AFK, and then if they do, I try to kill them, which is kind of rude in bosses, but you know, not as rude as going AFK. So, but yeah, I wonder what Bloxbite's next game will be. Another simulator, maybe? They've said that they aren't making any simulators. My guess would be some sort of. It's hard to say, honestly, but similar in genre to Ghost Sim, I'd imagine. Maybe the fire fence. No, I think it's going to be something like really unexpected. I don't think it'll fit into like an existing genre-ish and go similar in like Roblox. It may be similar at simulator-esque, but it won't be like won't be named a simulator for sure. All right, more water. That's something like caught in my throat. Anyways, once I do get all the keys from like grinding this tower. I do plan on opening the 25 and 51st to see what exactly I can get from there, and then I'll hopefully have enough for getting one pet, one of the colorful pets, one board, and one of the normal pets. So I will end up having like one of each mythical from the event. I'm really hoping I get a purple Fred, since I realize with Fred apparently it's kind of rare. Rarer than like the normal pets for some reason or another. Maybe just pure chance pure chance or something, but it's a little bit more valuable because for some reason, and it's purple. So if I do get that's kind of my hope for the pet. But if we don't, it's not too much of a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for Bubblegum Sim. It kind of killed itself, in my opinion, after the first event. Like, the Christmas event was cool in the game. And then they just did silly things with their progression, making it basically just a pay-to-win auto unbox, which is not fun, in my opinion. Like, during the Christmas event, or the first Christmas event in Bubblegum Sim, it was decent since you actually had to like grind for stuff, like currencies and stuff, which is, in my opinion, how that game should go. And then it just came and got into like an hatching 24/7 is the only thing that you ever really do in the game, and it got super boring. Alright, hopefully those people are able to help. Looks like that's a no. Then, like, the tower defense genre is not really for myself. So, I'm hoping it's not a tower defense game. I doubt it will be. I think the tower defense genre is overused in Roblox at this point, and I don't think the Bloxbyte developers are going to make it an overused game. But we'll see. Yeah, there's not really too much to do. You'd think it would target someone else or do a different attack, but instead of targeting me twice in a row for that attack, but who knows? Not too much of a problem. We'll take damage. Yeah, another game I used to play when I was a while ago, MM2. I'd play it for like the trading aspect, which is kind of fun until the economy got too bad. But yeah, it's like really the only other game on Roblox I've played like the same amount as Ghost Simulator. I may end up doing that to Bee Swarm Sims later on. Like I've started playing that a little bit more, so I may end up getting into Bee Swarm Sim just as much. But yeah, those are like MM2 and Ghost Simulator have been like really the only games I've ever played so much in Roblox. Yeah, making a good game on Roblox takes a lot of time. So having 1 or like 2 to 3 games in a genre that are good is quite surprising. Especially something as specific as tower defense. Like Simulator, you can understand there being a lot of popular games in that genre, since there is, if you're going to be on stream, please just be helpful. Don't just follow me around. But yeah. Like, Simulator, it's a super generic genre, so it makes sense to have a lot of, or a decent amount of good games in it, but like Tower Defense, that's a super small genre specific to just a few games, but yeah. Oh, yeah, I used to play Miner's Haven quite a bit, and then I kind of got bored of it. Or maybe not bored, I got behind on it. It's a fun game. I think it's evolved too much at this point. Maybe it's just me not following along, but yeah, I played it quite a bit, like 2, 3, 4 years ago-ish. And then just kind of got behind after not playing for a while, and that's never good. Yes, cat? You know you're standing in front of my screen. Hopefully we didn't miss that cycle. We probably did, seeing how it is at 67%. Nope, we're fine. Yeah, as I said, the server capacity is kind of at 10, so it is going to be unlikely for you guys to actually be able to like join it if you're trying. I mean, all you can really do is keep trying. You may be able to like find the exact like event server for Ghost Simulator and then join off of that via like the more servers option. I'm not too well versed in all the ways to get around Roblox stuff, so who knows. Yeah, some of the servers you find are quite weird. I always end up getting in like the Hong Kong server, which is like interesting, so who knows. Yes, I don't think we'll have events next year. I think this is one of the last events Ghost Simulator will have. We'll probably have one more around summer, spring to summer, but we are getting really close to the end of Ghost Simulator. Update-wise, I mean, there'll probably still be updates, but I'm going to guess we're going to have fewer and fewer like events and like tons of content, since they are releasing new games and Ghost Simulator is getting kind of old and a little less played. But yeah. Now, although I do think we'll get updates for a while after like the game doesn't do events anymore. Even though the last event I'm saying will be around like spring, summer, there may be one more, but I can't imagine any more than 2 events left in the game. But who knows? Maybe there will be. I'm not a developer, so I don't really know. But yeah, I'd imagine that, but we'll still probably get updates for a year after we stop getting events. But who knows? The timetable is a long ways out, so a lot may change. They may introduce a whole new aspect to Ghost Simulator that makes it super popular again, and it ends up living for another 3 years. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't think we'll be getting a final update anytime soon. Like, the game's going to continue updating after it's after they release new games and it eventually becomes obsolete. It'll still get a few more updates, like bug patches hopefully and stuff like that, but eventually, yeah, it will be. Eventually it will stop updating. That's a guarantee for any game eventually. Like even Minecraft is eventually going to stop updating. Now imagine if people could actually be helpful instead of just following me around. That'd be nice. Yeah, usually like 2.00 like or something like that. If the 2 gets added to like Ghost Simulator, it means like the whole thing just got like refreshed. Like what we know as Ghost Sim would be basically gone at that point. Like with the updates like 1.99 or 1.100, it'll just be adding. It's like adding new content to the already thing. If you go up to like 2.00. That'd be like completely restarting like the entirety of the game, is how like versions work, I think. It'd have to be a pretty significant update if it is going to go from 1 to 2 without that, I think. I don't really know exactly how version stuff works, but I would guess you're going to have either a lot of big changes, like where you're following something entirely different in the current game, or restarting from scratch to change that number. Anyways, this will be the... Oh yeah, we're counters. That counter idea is horrible. It's just going to remain out of date forever. Yeah, honestly, you can do version numbers a lot of different ways, and it's hard to say which one's the best way or which one is followed. Especially if you don't do that kind of, if you aren't like a developer. So, yeah, and honestly, sometimes when you have just a single number, you end up having like 20 or 30 updates between like the updates that people see, since you end up like developers will do stuff without releasing it that are still versions since they have different content. But so those version numbers can get big quite quickly. Like one version could be just changing one spelling mistake that you remember, and then the next version is going to be like adding 5 whole new things. Hello. Alright, we should probably update that counter. There we go. Ah, yes, 2 FPS. Wonderful. It's not too big of a deal, but yeah, at some point it'd be nice to have a slightly better, or maybe just figuring out what setting I have wrong on my computer that causes it to do random CPU-ish problems. Yeah, okay, that's kind of what when you do have a single counter like that, a lot of random junk gets added to it that no players really understand. It's honestly though, those version numbers are more for developers' games rather than anyone playing it. Alright, we'll overcharge there. And then go help them with these guys. There we go. Anyways, my cat's been sitting on my desk now for like the last 10 minutes. She's been mostly out of the way, but she'll be, hopefully she isn't blocking the mic too much. I can totally see her completely canceling out all the sound because she's standing between me and the mic, but I don't think that's too much of a problem. Maybe slightly quieter than usual, but who knows. She's a good kitty. She hasn't stood on my keyboard yet, so that's a good thing. The worst thing about backtracking in this dungeon is having to run into those particles at the ghosts before you shot. Like, other than that, backtracking wouldn't be too big of a deal, but if you're on your hoverboard, it's pain. It's not too much of a pain, though, when I'm using loot gum, since I'm usually off my hoverboard in that scenario, but when I am on my hoverboard, it's quite annoying to get pushed off. Yeah, Nutcracker, like, I feel like most of the bosses at this point in Ghost Simulator just don't do any damage anymore. Like, the first boss in the game, Headless Hollows, was, or not, that wasn't the first one, but like the first event boss, did so much damage to players, it was quite annoying. Now, like, bosses do next to nothing. It's kind of funny. I'm assuming you're asking about fields in Bee Swarm Sim. In that case, I mean, it really depends whether or not what your field color is exactly, or what like your hive color is. I mean, coconut is harder since you do have to go defeat a crab to actually get use out of it, whereas pepper you can just go run into it anytime you want. I'm kind of annoyed in Bee Swarm Sim that the pepper field doesn't have like one scorpion and like one ladybug, since like all the other, there's 3 mantises and 2 scorpions, which is really annoying in my opinion that they have that imbalance there. And then there's also one more rhino than there is ladybug too. It's kind of weird in my opinion, but I guess that is just how it is. And honestly, asymmetry in games like that does kind of make them better in a way, since then people don't know what exactly to expect from stuff. Oh, that's interesting to know. Yeah, because Coconut Field, though, once you do defeat the boss, also has like a coconut dispenser where you get 2 times Coconut Field boost for a while. That's a pretty overpowered boost, especially if you can defeat the Coconut Crab in less time than that. It's quite nice for at least one time, but yeah. Because you can do it multiple times for every time you defeat the Coconut Crab, it's pretty good. I mean, Dandelion's also safe, Mountaintop Fields. I mean, I guess it's not technically safe, but it spawns on a regular cycle and is gone more than 50% of the time anyways, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, having bugs spawn in like fields is kind of a cool idea. Whereas with Ghost Simulator, there's not really anything that brings players back like day after day or like multiple times a day. Having the bugs that spawn back every once in a while gives players incentives to like log on multiple times a day or log back in every day for their King Beetle or whatever. So that's pretty good for Beeswarm Sim. Werewolf goes everywhere, including the Pine Field up there, so I would say it's just kind of that area in general. I mean, Pepper currently spawns a Vicious Bee every once in a while too, so you have that to consider if you want to consider Vicious Bee spawning safe or not. But yeah. There's a lot of different things to think about when there's mobs. So much stuff to do in Beeswarm Simulator. It's kind of crazy how much content there is. Oh, you're right. Stickbug does count as an enemy too, so... yeah, Windy Bee doesn't always start in Dandelion though, but still, yeah, there's all those traveling things which can spawn in so many fields, and whether or not you want to count those as safe, it turns into a whole big problem. I mean, honestly, you could argue that Stump is safe because, you know, Stump Snail doesn't actively attack a player. If you want to, I guess, but like also there's aphids that can spawn in every single field. So how do you want to count those? Oh, no, we haven't. I was about to say we've defeated another tower, but no, that's what we're doing currently. I was just kind of expecting my completed towers to be out of sync with what I'm at currently, but it's not currently. It's only a matter of time though until I forget again and it gets like 5, 10, or 20 out of sync. We'll see. We've done like 10,000 snowflakes. I've only done like 4 towers. Although I do realize now that I'm saying it, 4 towers is an hour of grinding, so we've been here a while. I mean, we've technically done 5 if we count that first one, but I left too soon so it doesn't. What time is it? 3 o'clock. Not bad. We'd be basically straight on schedule if I did manage to claim that first tower. But as I said before, I left before I did that, so it doesn't count. Yeah, I don't really know what Sun Bear is, since I wasn't really playing while I was around. I'm assuming there was like some storyline during Easter event with the egg hunt that had Sun Bear in it, but I only played for the egg hunt during that time, and so I don't really know what was going on. I wasn't following lore or anything like that in Beastworm Sim. Not that I really follow lore now that I'm into Beastworm Sim either, but you know. Yeah, defining stuff is a big deal when it comes to determining things. It looks like we're just going to get these spammed and never be able to do damage to the boss. Alright, good. It did decide not to do another attack like that, which is nice. That's interesting to think about. Yeah, when I think about Beastworm Sim, I think about it with the belts and the boots, since I haven't really played it without those, so. Interesting to think that at some point it didn't have either of those two. I'm assuming by bean bugs, you mean aphids? Or maybe they're the bean buddies, or jelly beans, or whatever. I should probably open my first, second, and third days, all these Xmas presents, but meh. Like even, I've left my mystery boxes from the Metaverse event closed too, so, and also my, oh, I've left so much stuff just laying around my inventory. I have my anniversary fruit still in my, anniversary bag, I think, or first year bag or something like that. Yeah, 1 year bag. I still have that too from when that code was first introduced. Actually, I think that's still available, which, I mean, does technically mean I've saved it for 1 year for nothing, but hey. Or now almost going 2 years. But the anniversary fruit's cool to have. Oh, the jelly bean, like, buddies or whatever. I think they're called buddies. But yeah, those are interesting. They're like frogs, I guess. Not too useful, but kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to go get, hopefully 12 towers done in this stream. I was hoping for a little bit more, but who knows. So we should be at least able to get this quest done and then gather up the ghosts that I need for if there is an in-between quest line, usually they have a small break between the towers. Oh, that's annoying. Our tower counter is out of sync. I don't exactly know what you mean by jelly bean bugs. I'm assuming you meant the things that go around spitting out jelly beans everywhere. But you may mean something entirely different that was like event-wise. I don't know. Alright, updating our tower counter. Oop. There's probably some better way I could do to hook up that, but it's not too big of a deal. Alright, now I'm lost. I looked away for a few seconds and now I don't know where I'm going. Alright, there we go. That was very helpful overchargeability right there. Professional Ghost Simulator. Okay. Yeah, okay, those are what I was thinking of. There's just, yeah, honestly, when you get so much different quest lines talking about the same thing, it's easy enough to have those confusions about what exactly it's called. Ghost Simulator has that same thing with, like, the elves in the main street. I think during the first events they were called elf ghosts, or just elves, but it's definitely been changed around since then. Yeah, I didn't know that. They come from, like, the fuzzy bee. They have little stars in the middle. Kind of cool. What I find the coolest is when they like changed the let's see what's it called. They changed the flower size for like 2 or 3 or whatever. No, whichever one's in like the mountaintop field. That used to be all like the big flowers until they added like those 3s and made a few more flower types, which I think was probably when pepper and coconut were introduced a long time ago. Because I remember like seeing the big flowers in the mountaintop at some point. Since I've been playing often, or I played a little bit right like in the early time of the game, just casually because it was a decent game and I like playing random games on Roblox every once in a while. But yeah, flower types are weird. I didn't know much back then, and honestly, I don't know too much about Bee Swarm Sim now, but it's kind of interesting how much it's changed. And getting into it now is kind of cool. Hopefully, I can catch up enough to get enough from this Beesmith thing. I hope I have it. I hope I still have enough time to get the Merry Mondo bundle because that looks overpowered. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to do. Well, I mean, they originally had, like, big flowers, but they're originally, like, the 3-flower version. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll take a lot of grinding. I haven't been playing too much. And honestly, with Ghost Simulator having this Riley's questline, it's going to take a lot of the time that otherwise would have probably went into Bee Swarm Sim. Maybe not. Okay. Let's get onto this laser. Yeah, there's what, like 30 days left? Like 10 of those days are just gone just from playing Ghost Simulator. And probably most of that other time is going to be wasted not doing anything. But we'll see. Beesmith ends March 1st. Oh, that's a whiles away. I guess it's not too much of a surprise. That is, like, what, 30 days? I mean, yeah, they do still need to completely re-add the B-Man, whatever, Bubble B-Man or whatever his name is, quest still, I think. Bots are so bad. YouTube, please get rid of them. They're the worst. Seriously. What, cat? You're meowing at me. Alright, almost done with her 6th tower, so that's making at least some progress. I think it's being a little bit slower than usual since I do have a little bit more lag. Usually it's about 15 minutes. I think I'm doing about 16 minutes per tower now. Not really too significantly slower. Thought being in Publix would speed it up a little bit more than it has. Yeah, I never really understand the allure of like games like Piggy or puzzle-ish games like that where you have to. I guess it's more of the horror genre that I don't understand. I mean, half of it maybe I'm just not good at them, but another half is just doesn't seem like it has a point in my opinion. It's not fun, at least. I guess it's kind of how it is with other people that don't like go similar in the games that I kind of like to play, but... Also, Kat, you're now standing like right in front of where I need to read my YouTube chat, so if you could kindly move. That's not helpful. Alright, I guess we just have a cat in the way of my chat. So if I miss anything important, hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, that was interesting. This person was able to see the boss even when it was up and attack it. Very interesting. There we go. Tower's completed 6. Let's see. Yeah, the Ghost Similar community is kind of cool. I mean, it's really the only reason why the Discord's as active as it is because the community is good. Otherwise, like, if the Discord activity was based on how active the game was, it would be a lot less active. That was a weird lag spike, not the usual one. So that was my internet being slightly bad for a few seconds. It's a nice change of pace from the usual CPU problems. Alright, let's go back, hopefully get back to those ghosts in time to overcharge. There's those ones. There we go. That looked like it just summoned ghosts or something. I mean, yeah, they're somewhat useful. Like, conveying emotion like a conversation is quite nice. Like, if you're saying something jokingly, that can be taken really seriously. But... Or, like, joking about an insult to yourself, and you want to make sure that they understand that you aren't seriously thinking that you're the worst person on earth. You can add an emoji pretty easily for emotional context. Or vice versa, you're actually being serious about a topic and don't want people to take it as a joke. They're good for that. They're also good for, like, I mean... Other than that, though, it's not... I don't know how much useful for conversations. It can be cool, like, emojis for, like, text stuff. At least, like, separation out for large walls of text. So, like, using those pictures to define certain stuff. But, yeah, I mean, emojis aren't that bad. They have some uses. kind of nice how many like different attacks each new boss in Ghost Simulator has. There's obviously most of them end up having like the same ones, like shooting orbs and stuff, but like every single boss has had at least one unique attack to itself, which is quite nice. Makes towers actually fun, rather than having to like just imagine if you had to like face the same boss all 4 times. You just get super boring the attack wise. At least this way you have some different attacks that you have to think about. Not that it's not boring, but so you're telling me that person like hovered around the whole thing and didn't vacuum any ghosts? That's annoying. It's like more annoying than not doing anything. There's been a lot of hints recently in the Discord about the next update to Ghost Simulator. Since it is 1.100, it's apparently going to be a big update. Or at least that's what the developers, mainly Mackie, has hinted that's going to be at least a spicy update. Which, who knows if that's means that it's going to be good and big, or if that's actually a hint that there's going to be something spicy related added to the game. But it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully I'm able to complete Riley before then though, since still have the Christmas event before we do reach update 1.100. I'm hoping that it at like the bare I'm hoping that it's going to have some new content for sure, but I'm hoping that it will also have some bug fixes to some of the more annoying things in Ghost Simulator, like for instance converters, since converting currencies is awful currently. Like I converted about 400 million gems worth of Ecto tokens recently. That took me probably an hour and a half that I was literally just AFKing on my computer auto-clicking, which is not like worthwhile at all for anyone to be doing. And doesn't fit with the current Ghost Simulator's game at all. So hopefully that some fix to that happens. So I don't have to go walk my dog like every 3 days to auto-click my, or I already do that, but I don't have to like leave my computer on while walking the dog to auto-click converting like every day. Because eventually I'm going to have, hopefully eventually I'll have enough rebirths so I can get a ridiculous amount of Ecto tokens, like enough for class fights and like a day of grinding, so I can, you know, get good stuff. We'll see if that actually happens. I do want to get at least one Cosmic Wing before Ghost Simulator. I finish up Ghost Simulator, but who knows? I mean, in theory, 600 million gems, nowhere near. Before I actually get like enough to get to get a Cosmic Wing, I'll need to first get a Rift Gum and then a lot of like anonymous loot bags. I think is probably the best way. A decent chunk of the anonymous loot bags. Let's see. Yeah, 600. I think I need like 1.5 thousand. So, about a little over 2/3, I think. Yeah, a little of 2/3 of the way towards it, which is pretty good progress. We'll go update our counter up to 7. Not 67, that would have been amazing. I mean, I could always end up going trading for, where's my Rift Gum? Ah, there it is. I was like, I have a basic Rift Gum, which is not useful for getting gems from loot bags, since going for the glitchy rift will give you a huge, much bigger multiplier, but I do need that for testing at some point, so it's good to see I still have it. Yeah, grinding anonymous loot bags I haven't done in a long time, so we'll see when I end up getting that Cosmic Wing. I'll probably end up streaming most of that, or at least seeing about doing a stream on most of that once I do get the materials needed. It won't be worthwhile for me to like stream for grinding Gamma or anything like that. But like streaming, opening the loot bags, and also the getting the and opening the crates and all that fun stuff could be nice, but we'll see. trying to think how much quicker this bosses would go if like I was running double boosted photon gun. I don't think it'd be like too much quicker. I think it'd be like 12 minutes instead of 16 currently. Yeah, boosted guns are just worthless currently. It's not even. It's kind of funny, but it's also annoying having it being so worthless. Currently, I guess though, like you could argue boosted event gun is technically better than straight up buying event keys if you have the double boss drops game pass already, which is a bit too much grinding for me to really consider it worthwhile. Even now with the event, like if the event isn't going on, it's 100% worthless, but with the event going on, it at least can be considered useful, I guess, but not really. You know what? This might be the last tower. I know I was planning on doing 12-ish, so 3 hours of towers. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after I finish this one, since I kind of need to do that first before I can make any decisions on it. I may just end up finishing these, complete the tower 10 times, and then leaving it there. But yeah, I think I'll do that. Complete the tower these 10 times, finish up this quest, turn it in, and then call it there. And then start again, hopefully tomorrow, maybe on, today's Wednesdays, maybe on Friday. So Thursday or Friday, for me at least. Might already be Thursday for you. I'll come back for stream 2 of 6. I realize I can't do the stream every other day. I actually have to do it like every single day to be able to have get all the quests done in time, since it's only going to be about maximum like 4, maybe 5 hours per stream. And this one being a little bit shorter, I'm going to have to take up the slack on my next streams. So we'll see. I'll probably end up not doing all of them on stream, but we'll see. Welcome back, Victor. Ow. But yeah, these grinding towers might end up just not happening on stream. It's much easier for me to just do the towers myself than to figure out a stream time or anything like that for them. Various reasons. It got removed for a reason. I think we might be able to bring it back now. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It's come back. There you go. Well, I mean, I'm surprised we even got one. Usually you'd think they wouldn't care about someone streaming with this few subscribers, but I guess whoever designed the bot algorithm for some stupid reason decided to just probably do it somewhat randomly, which is, don't know why. I mean, this is annoying, is more of the problem with it. It's so stupid. Yeah, we've taken quite a bit more damage than usual. I think that was mainly from Scrooge. I mean, we did get hit at least once in that cracker, which is usually more than I end up getting hit, but, you know, I think we should still be fine as long as we aren't doing anything, like, super silly and Fluff, or Fluff doesn't do, like, 20 of the same roll attacks when I'm not caring or paying attention. That lag was annoying. Didn't even look to be that low of FPS, it was just kind of unable to do anything. Which... Alright, and now we're on to the last floor with Fluffy. Shouldn't take too long to finish through this, and then we're done with 8, which means we're at over an hour of towers done. I'm still mad at myself a little bit for missing that first tower, left slightly before it was actually counted, which... means we need to do 1% more work for completing this tower. Or completing the quest, I guess, not the tower. And there we go. Tower 8 completed. We're probably up to like, oh, we're up to 217 once we get this Christmas keys. Once I do end up getting the 250, won't happen this stream, but I'll probably go ahead and buy just the mythical board. And then when I get another 350, I'll go for a mythical pet from the 350, and then then finally the 250 mythical pet from here. We should have tons of keys, but we may need to like not buy one of the 250s in favor of getting like stuff from 25 and the 50. We'll see when we get all the keys. I probably shouldn't buy anything until like I know how many keys I need to spend and I have to spend. Wonder if they'll ever implement it so if you just hold down on a, like when you're shooting at something, if you hold down, it'll just continually auto-fire as quick as possible. I mean, it's something small, like, or it's not something small, but it's something a lot of games end up implementing eventually. Like, I know B-Storm Sim has it, but we'll see if that ever gets added. Probably won't, if I had to guess, since it is kind of weird. Doesn't make too much sense, but it's a pretty good luxury item. I did kind of get lucky with as I said before, I've unboxed some of the 5s and 1s. I managed to get quite a bit of cozy purples from the 5, which is really nice. I love that. I like that pet. Mainly because it is a reskin of purple, but I also... it's Purple's been out of events for a while. Like, it was in the 2020 events, and then after that it just kind of didn't come in any events, despite like Pug coming back in a few of them. And so it came back in this event, and it's quite cute, in my opinion. I mean, its eyes are hidden by its coat, which is kind of funny, since Purple's eyes are on the side of its head. But, you know, it makes it slightly cuter not having its eyes visible. So just kind of blind. Hopefully I'm able to get like a Fred. I know like Fred in this event for some reason is quite a bit like more valuable and rare than the other ones from the 350 mythicals, like the other colored variants. And Fred's like the purple one too. Since I like getting purple stuff, I hope I get that one from the 350 pet crate I'm going to open. I mean, if we don't get it, that's not unexpected, but I would love to get it. I'm also trying to think if 350 keys is nowhere near enough to get everything from both the 25 and the 50. Is 450 though? Because I'm going to have about 450 extra keys once I finish with all the towers I need to do, and opening the 250 and 350 chests I want to. I don't think 450 though keys is enough to get like one of everything from each the 50 and the 25. So we need minimum 5 crates from the 50, which is already 250 keys. And we're probably going to take at least 8. But 250 to 400 keys for everything from the 50. And that same amount, and then half that for... Alright, so if we get like perfect RNG, we can get everything from the 25 and 50s and 375 keys. Just a lot of keys. And like worst case scenario is like 800 keys for everything from them, which is a lot more keys. Yikes. I guess we'll just have to open those ones first and then hope we have enough for some 250s and 350s, as much as we want at least. I do kind of want the normal variants of the mythicals this event, since like with all the time that people have had to grind the tower after the 350s were added, they're actually probably going to be more common than the 250s, despite being more expensive in like a ×4. That's a... yeah, we'll see. It's... I don't think it's actually that bad, like, luck-wise, to get it. Quick math says it's only going to be like 1 in 120 chance of that actually happening, which, you know, isn't, in the large scheme of things, 120 chance for each the 25 and the 50 isn't that bad, is it? It's not going to happen, but it's not terrible. Unless I'm doing math wrong. No, I'm definitely doing math wrong. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, 24 over... Ooh, let's just cancel those two. About 1 in 25, actually. So, a 4% chance of, from each crate, getting all of them first try, roughly. It definitely is a very rough calculation. But, you know, it's not that bad, RNG-wise. Where are those ghosts? What am I missing? Oh, there was a side room here I missed? Okay. Yeah, that's not good. There we go, got them. Yeah, we'll probably need like close to that. We'll probably need around 600. Would be what I'd guess. It's about 8 of both. Is a lot of keys. Even though we are getting like 1,400 keys from all this grinding of the tower, 600 keys is still going to make a decent dent in that. Especially if I want to go buy some of the 350s and 250s. Actually, even if I do, like, 850 is all the keys I need for getting 2 250s and 1 350. So I may be actually able to, even if I do get that if I do get everything like 8 crates from those two, be able to get everything I want from this event. Yeah, I mean, the only way that I'll really be able to find out though is by opening them, so we still got like 20 hours, or more than 20 hours, like 24 hours worth of grinding left before we can even think about using 1,400 keys. So, one step at a time, I guess. And with the current step being finish this tower, or finish the first 10 towers, we're making good progress. That's like 2.5 hours that I won't need to do later, which is about 10%. No, that's exactly 10%. Nice. Only 9 more streams to go in that case. Honestly, though, I do want to, like, my next streams to be a little bit longer than this one. I don't know if that will actually happen. I can't imagine that it will. This stream was quite long as it is. Maybe if I get more rest and I'm actually a little bit better, do start these streams earlier, it'll be better, but we'll see. Anyways, waiting for portal. And one more tower that we still need to do, but we're getting quite close. Update our counter. We're now at 9. This counter isn't really useful since we do have that quest right up there. It'll get more useful as we start getting into like the 15s and the 20s, where it's a little bit more at a time, but for now it's not super useful. Oh, I saw this person in chat, like blood chat earlier, I think. I think they came and said hi like one time. Yeah, maybe. I don't know for certain, but I think I did. At least recognize the name from somewhere, maybe. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they did come and say hi in this stream, so. Ow. There we go. Yeah. I know I asked previously in my community channel if people wanted me to stream this all, and I know most people said yes, I should. But I don't know how much of it I'll be able to do. It gets a lot of grinding, and I don't know how nice it'll do stream-wise. I mean, some of it's cool, but it does start getting long after you do like the first 3 in a stream. Ow. Oh, me again? That was nice. Yeah, I probably, honestly, I don't know, opening 1,000 plus keys is kind of something cool to do in like a video, but I don't know how well like unboxing on Ghost Simulator actually is like popular. Honestly, videos in general on Ghost Simulator are just not popular in the slightest. But some are cooler than others. I mean, I can definitely put in a lot of time like editing videos to make them look a lot better than they do sometimes. There's a lot of videos that if I put more time in editing, they would have ended up looking a lot better. Like mainly my older videos where I just didn't care about the time and it makes sense for me not to have edited them. But like even some of my more recent ones, I wish I spent more time editing or had better knowledge to edit better. Or sometimes it's just me not being good at like videos in general. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I do video-wise for Ghost Simulator in the near future. Yeah, I don't think we'll do all streaming the whole Riley's quest line. I think I'll end up being short if I do that. So I'll probably end up doing the 15 one off stream like tomorrow, and then maybe streaming on Friday the 21. It's 5 hours. Thanks. 5 hour stream on Friday. I'm more of talking to myself at this point, so nothing here is like concrete. But I think I'll go ahead, finish up the 15 on my own, and then do like the stream for the 20. Then probably do one more, do like almost the entire rest of it, then do another stream for finishing up like 15 of the 30. Three streams for these quests seems manageable. Any more than that, and I feel like it'll get a little tiring for me and too much streaming to be worthwhile. So I think yeah, that sounds reasonable. Doing about half of it. So do about half of it on stream, half of it not on stream sounds to be a fairly good compromise. In my opinion, at least. Again, we'll see. I don't think I'll be making a video, though, over completing the quest lines. I don't think that's, like, important enough for people. not as important as like unboxing. Like if I was going to do a video, it'd be on this whole thing. It'd probably be unboxing the keys I get from the quest line, rather than anything of the quests. Since I don't know if people care too much about like the lore from the quest. I do have all the lore so far recorded, so if I do care about making a video, I can pretty easily. Just a second. Hopefully people don't mind me slacking a little bit on this boss. Yeah, I haven't had too much experience with making videos on like unboxing and stuff. So if I do end up making one of those, I'll try my best, but I don't think anyone like really cares after like the first day of the event about unboxing cool stuff. Probably would have been cool doing like the first part of Ghost Simulators, like the first few events, unboxing in those for videos, but that was like 2 years ago now, so over almost 3 now, but whatever. Yeah, we're halfway done with this tower so far, so about 7 minutes then left in the stream. We'll claim the dialogue, but after that it's basically the end. Figuring out how to do an outro and then the end. Alright, looks like someone else did manage to find the other ghost. I was double checking to make sure there weren't any left behind, since quite often people forget to grab them, especially myself. So double checking at the back is probably worthwhile when you see other people, good people at least, doing other stuff. Alright, there we go. Meat's done, so that's 3/4 of the tower done. I think we'll probably have around 250 keys when I finish up. Yeah, 245 exactly. not a bad area, not a bad time to leave off key-wise. I mean, we aren't using any of the keys until I do hit like that 1,000 mark, so doesn't matter too much what we're at right now. But yeah. 2 more floors and this whole tower business is over. Wasn't too helpful on that floor. People were able to, it's kind of nice. Other people were able to get some ghosts for once, but yeah. Moving into the last boss of this stream, which means stream's getting really close to ending, which is probably for the best. And hopefully it doesn't do too, like always, we just hope that it doesn't do too many of the egg rolling attacks where we can't actually shoot at it. Not that one. The one where it jumps up and has the egg orbs thingies. I mean, these are also annoying since I actually have to move, but, you know, I can still shoot it at least. And as long as it doesn't do that, we'd be able to take it down. Now we just need to wait for it to come back down and not do too many more of those. Alright, and it should be pretty close to dead once it comes down this time. There we go. And that's basically the tower. We still do need to wait a little bit for the tower to actually count, since there's a little bit of delay with that, which I got burnt for on the first tower we did in the private server. But we'll go ahead, come over here, and make our way over to Riley, and go ahead and turn in our quest. Once she, like, you know, ticks. There we go. That's the 10th one done. Add it to our text counter, and then we'll go ahead and get our dialogue. Cool down. Sorry for being snappy. I had a feeling you'd like that. After all, it's Agent HQ. She gotta have some info. I like the holidays. I like to snow. It's not healthy. Alright, next quest. If I made you constantly chew gum or fight bosses, you'd just burn out. It's no good for anyone. Here's your next task. Alright. And I think with that, we'll leave off the stream for now. So thank you guys for coming out, and hopefully I'll see you guys in a few days with another stream, and hopefully a few more of these tasks done.